So I was 15. I went to school, finished early one day, so I went to the record shop with my friends. And there was a lady on the high street giving out small cards.
Like visit cards?
Yes. Come to the temple and also chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So I took one card and then I gave her a donation. And then she gave me a book. I think it was Chant and Be Happy.
Chant and Be Happy.
I think so, yes.
With Harrison.
Yes. So I took the book, I took the card, I put it in my pocket, and then thought nothing of it. Then on the weekend, I picked up the card. I was looking at the card. I was chant Hare Krishna. I was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You tried it.
Tried it.
Straight away.
I thought this is very nice. It felt
meditation, yeah?
Yes, it felt nourishing.
Okay.
Some inner nourishment.
Fulfillment.
So I saw at the bottom of the address, 10 Soho Street.
Soho.
So please come for a Sunday love feast. I thought, okay, I'll go.
What was the year?
1980.
1980.
April 1980. So one day I went, and then I walked up the stairs, and I saw this gentleman sitting on the reception area.
Okay.
He had a bald head and a piece of hair at the back, and I just could not stop laughing. I thought it was
funny,
very funny. I mean, I'm 15 years old. I thought very funny. And then eventually, I was with 3 other friends.
Okay.
So 4 of us. And then when they saw him, they thought, this is very strange, because he was chanting very fast, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. They thought, this is very strange. So after about 5 minutes, they just ran down the stairs and said, we're going.
It's enough.
We don't want this. So I was the one left, and the receptionist said, would you like to go into the temple room to see the Lord? So I said, okay, fine.
Radha Landanishvara.
So I walked in the door. I paid my respects, and I saw the Lord, and finished. That was it.
That's it. He got you.
That was it. Finish. My whole life changed.
So you stayed in the temple then? In the
No,
ashram?
I was 15, so I had to wait until I was 16.
Okay.
And then
You're still dependent on parents.
Yes. And actually, my mother came to see me. She brought me to the temple one day, a month or 2 later, and she said, you see, this boy, he's my son. I'm a Roman Catholic. We are Roman Catholic. We don't want any of this foolishness. So if he comes here again, you send him away. Do you hear me? So the reception, yes.
She was strict, huh?
Very strict. So after...
Is it in your country people are mostly Catholics?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Muslims and Catholics.
Like Lithuania, 80% Catholics.
I think
Lithuania in our country.
maybe 50-50.
50-50.
In Sierra Leone, yeah.
What,
Catholics
Muslims?
and Muslims. Yes.
Yeah.
So after about 4 or 5 months, she realized that there's nothing she could do. My whole life had changed. Finish. I couldn't study. I couldn't concentrate. No, I just could not continue. It's finished. So one day she was crying in the kitchen, and she called me and she said, just pack your bags and go. Just go. If you want to go, just go. And I could hear the tears coming down. She was crying. I just said, thank you, Mother. So I just packed all my bags.
But you had opportunity to preach to her a little bit, tell about Krishna.
She was not listening to anything.
It's too much.
Nothing. So I moved into the temple, 16. And then life is complete transformation. Actually, that was the best year of my life, 80, 81, because the temple president would force the new bhaktas to preach even more.
Sankirtan?
No, in the lunchtime program, every day. So I was 16, so I had to go to college. I promised my mother I would go to college for 2 years, until I was 18. But on the weekends, I had time to preach. So I would preach in the afternoon program. And it was quite fascinating for me, because I'm a 16-year-old boy and I'm preaching to, they must have been 20 or 30 years old, these guests. So they were much older than me. So what really impressed me was the reaction in their hearts.
They were serious, huh?
As I'm speaking something very simple. You're not the body. You're actually an eternal servant of God. Something simple. As I'm speaking, I can feel in their hearts there's some inner transformation. I can feel in their hearts. So in this way, there's some reciprocation, because I'm speaking and they're hearing, but they're digesting. And so the beautiful exchange was like that. Very nice. So I could feel, I became more and more convinced as I'm speaking. I felt the holy name was very powerful and very nourishing for me. But when I saw the effect it had on others, it was even more, it solidified my own inner conviction. So that's why it's very important for us to preach. It's very important. Because the more you preach, the more inner conviction you develop yourself. So it's very important. The Shravanam Kirtan, very important. It's this basis of our development is so important. But also what's important is the quality of our hearing. This is also very important. So as we progress more and more, we should pay more attention to the quality of the sound vibration we are hearing. Because, as you know, not all sounds are the same. Sound is qualitative, just like life. Living is qualitative. So yes, Krishna consciousness is beautiful. But within the beauty, how much beauty? What is the quality of that beauty? So we should have to pay more and more attention. So it's Krishna consciousness is a living, breathing substance. It's not dead. It's not that, oh, we arrive and we're chanting Hare Krishna and that's it. No, it's a living substance. So as we grow, we should be growing. So growth means progress. So what is this progress? Something inside of me has to die in order for something beautiful and magnanimous to grow, to live. So progress means elimination of the old and acceptance of the new. This is important, that we progress. Otherwise we stagnate and we fall back. So we have to pay attention, be attentive to our development, our progress, our growth. Always. I remember just after I joined, one devotee took me to a BBC Radio Africa to do a radio interview on Krishna consciousness. So I can always remember the last sentence I said before I walked out of the building. I said, Krishna consciousness is a lifelong process. That was the last sentence. My uncle was in Africa at the time. He was a judge, and so he called my mother and said, your son is on the news. BBC News, BBC Africa News. So, yes, we should never stop vibrating this beautiful sound. Never. It's eternal. Our existence is eternal. Krishna consciousness is eternal. So we should always go on preaching, speaking. This Shravanam Kirtanam is an eternal process. And the more we hear, the more we should chant, qualitatively. And so growth will take place, development.
So daily, how many hours you dedicate for chanting?
Myself?
Yeah.
Minimum 4 hours.
Wonderful.
Yes, our philosophy is quality over quantity, but still quantity should increase.
Sure.
Quantity should increase. Actually, there's 24 hours in a day, so what is 4 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
What is 4 hours?
Exactly. So chanting 4 hours, like reading Shastra,
Yes,
Bhagavatam,
yes.
few hours.
Yes.
Then if you meet somebody, you preach
Yes.
sometimes. You know, it's always lots
Simple
of
living.
Yeah.
This is Krishna consciousness. Simple living and high thinking.
Krishna
Krishna Pradesh.
Whomever
But
you meet,
what is this Krishna consciousness? Krishna consciousness is the fully fledged theistic conception of divinity. It is the highest conception of divinity. It is the highest conception of divinity. Because we're surrounded by variety and gradation everywhere. Nothing is all one, all the same. No, there's variety. So there's differences. So Krishna consciousness is the fully fledged theistic conception of divinity.
If material world has some variety, so what to speak about spiritual
what to speak?
Variety?
Variety is there. What to speak? So as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say, my religion is to find fault with myself. This is my religion. So if we find fault with ourselves, we will find that actually there's no time to criticize or to find fault with others. No time. In the 24 hours a day, if we can find fault with ourselves, if we can improve ourselves, be conscious of our development, there's no time to criticize others. No time. So this process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, this Anatani Vritti, all these things, it's lifelong. Lifelong process.
So Maharaj, are you thinking of establishing yourself here in the islands?
Yes, I'm thinking to get some land where we could have, some sadhu sangha. Yes.
Good facilities for that, I believe.
Yes, yes.
Especially when lots of people come, different people, they are looking for some entertainment. Why not to give them spiritual entertainment?
Yes.
And engage them in whatever service they may agree to.
Yes, according to their capacity. Yes, yes. No, this island is beautiful. So, yes. If we can have an association of devotees living here, yes. As long as the main ethos is love and affectionate dealings, that's all. Number one rule. Everything else can be harmonized, as long as there are loving and affectionate dealings with one another.
So, how many times you already visited this place?
This is my third time.
Third time.
Yes. I thought, lockdown, I don't want to be stuck in London. So
sure. It's not the best place at all.
So I came here. But now I see there's much potential here. So we can establish a nice, like a farming community, something like that.
Especially if lockdown will be finished.
I don't think they want to. I think they will ease the lockdown, but I don't think that. I think they're going to restrict movement now.
You think so?
I think so. I think so.
Nobody knows what's...
But in any case, if we have an association of devotees, then we can carry on hearing and chanting like that.
So next year, if we come, is it some hope that we will find out your place already?
I'm praying.
Yeah?
I'm praying. I'm praying that New Navadvip Dham will manifest. I'm praying.
So we wish you fulfillment of your plans, desires to please the Lord.
So man proposes, God disposes. Everything is in His hands. But I'm praying. As long as we can distribute the holy name, that may continue anywhere. So wherever we find ourselves, we should be preaching. Wherever. This is our duty.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj, for your time, for your inspiration, and really we hope this is our first meeting, but I really think
there is so much suffering here.
Is it?
In this material world, so much suffering.
Even here, which could be considered a heavenly place,
so much
still
suffering.
People are smoking, drinking, and
so much suffering.
So ignorant.
So if we have a little bit of wealth, some medication, we should distribute that. It was freely given to us, so we should also freely distribute. That's our responsibility, our duty. We should feel duty bound. We must fulfill Mahaprabhu's mission.
Thank you, Maharaj, so much.
Hare Krishna.
Is it that you today are giving a class?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Speak something.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Let me give the darshan of the deities.
Yes, yes.
Hare sarı sarı sarı